Hello everyone, I'm Taffany and I want to welcome you to Tika's Gardens. I hope you're doing well today. It is Saturday evening. I just came back from watching the movie Sinners and it was great. And the garden is just looking so good. I had to come out and just take a walk and I wanted to bring you along with me. All of the lilies are blooming and it is just so glorious to see. We have the spireas blooming and the fragrance is wonderful. So just come along with me. Let's walk this pathway and that will take us through all of these beautiful orange lilies. And let's just enjoy this evening. There are things that are blooming now that won't be in bloom in a couple of weeks. So I just want to share it with you before they're gone. It's just so beautiful in this garden, really excites me. So come walk with me, guys, as we take a look at everything. Let me back up for just a minute and let's take a look at these spirea. I called them Little Henry spireas in one of my videos, but it is Fizzy Mizzy spireas, and they smell so good. And then as I started walking along the gravel path, walking in between these lilies that line it, that are like up to my shoulder height, it's just so neat. It's like, you know, they go from these little grass looking structures to these, you know, tall and magnificent blooms. And I really like it. So as we turn back around, you can see we've got them lining this gravel path here, and you know, it's like you're just kind of weaving your way in between them as you walk through. And as we go along this path, they just line it with just a few on each side, more on my left than my right, but they are just so pretty, and they are typically the star of the show this time of the season. Last season was the first time I planted them. I've mentioned before in other videos that I actually got these lilies 50 for like $9 off of Etsy. They were, you know, bare roots, and I just kind of randomly stuck them here and there, and yeah, they turned out to be a good investment. They have bloomed so what's a good word? They've just bloomed so vigorously each time they've come into bloom, and it's just a sea of orange. And there are other things in bloom as well that were not in bloom even just a couple of days ago. But let's first take a look at these lilies. They're even lining behind the fence so that they're kind of hanging over and peeking out, and that was my goal, to have it where they're standing up and looking over the fence. And there are a few back here as well. As I said, I had so many, I just stuck them everywhere, and they're a good purchase. I definitely want to get some other colors, so I don't have just this color. I think some red lilies for the bedroom garden would be great. I think having some pink ones, maybe some yellow ones here and there scattered in the yard would be great, especially those that bloom different times of the season. So, you know, when one set of lilies are blooming and the other ones are not, and then when one dies off, you've got new blooms coming from something else. But yeah, enough about those lilies. Take a look at this, the coreopsis that got crushed by the crew working to lay the fiber optic cable. They are standing up and blooming, and they were not doing this just 3 days ago. So the garden can change so fast if you're not paying attention. So that's why I wanted to just kind of take this walk through so you can take a look and see what's in bloom right now. And there is my precious little Tika. She's so cute and she loves being out in the garden. She takes her naps and then she wakes up and she comes get me. She starts meowing and walks me to the door like, okay, mommy, let's go back out. The roses, once they started blooming, they haven't stopped. They have just kept going and going. And the Asiatic lilies are still blooming as well. The columnar ligustrums, one of them actually had a long bloom on it, which I think I showed you that in one of my last videos. I'm even getting buds on that short bare root double knockout rose that I had, that I planted next to the window. The crepe myrtle is looking good. There's so many things. The gardenia actually started putting on buds. So in one of my next videos, I will show you that as it comes into bloom. The verbena, the salvias, still blooming. The pots, gorgeous. And they're only going to get better and bigger as the season goes on. And that nice punch of pink in the corner is perfect. But I want to head out so I can show you my little orange garden. As I said before, I'd never done an orange garden, you know, just all orange flowers. And I have to say that I do like it. It is really such a lively bed. And the lantana over in the corner, it's getting more and more blooms on it. You can kind of see it peeking up. It will get taller. It will stand up and it will be much higher than the onion. It's still, you know, growing out, coming back out of dormancy, but it's got blooms on it. So we've got some lilies that are blooming. We've got the orange sun patiens, and we've got the rust and orangey colors of that lantana. So very pretty. And of course, those white sun patiens over here, they just light up this area. They just add a nice pop of a brightness of color over here. Very pretty. I love it. And we're going to take a peek just around the corner, but we're not going to go too far because there are people, you know, mowing and things. And so I'm just going to show you one main thing specifically. Well, first you can see the lilies are ready to come into bloom here, but I want to show you that my African lilies, also known as agapanthus, are opening up and starting to bloom. And these were here when we moved in, so they are like the only thing in this bed that was here when we moved in its same original spot that it was in when we you know, purchased this house. But that is a very quick look at what is in bloom right now. It's just a glorious Saturday evening, and Ryan Coogler's Sinners was a great movie. So this is the perfect end to a perfect evening and date night. So guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye.